Is improving your relationship one of your goals for this year? Well, if you're in therapy or if you've recently been in therapy, I have a question to ask you. Are you in divorce therapy or relationship saving therapy? Now, I ask this because I have had so many patients come to me and say they left their last therapist because they didn't feel like they were helping them to actually stay in the relationship, or they felt like they were being pushed towards divorce when that's not what their goal was. I'm Dr. Kristen Kopaz. I'm a clinical psychologist, and I want to just bring up this topic of goal setting in therapy. One of the things that's really important when you're working with a therapist is to make sure that their goals and your goals are aligned. If you want to stay in the relationship you're in, the marriage or long-term partnership that you're working on, you might want to tell your therapist that. Now, of course, if there's safety issues, domestic violence, things like that, there might be a time where a therapist is going to bring up the idea of you leading a relationship to keep yourself safe and alive. That's a topic for a different story. But if you're in a relationship where you feel that it's safe and it just needs some improvement, there's some mild issues or some frustrations, and you're working on improving yourself, you're in individual therapy, so often I see my clients come in and start talking about all the negatives, and then they lose sight of what their goal is. They came in to save their relationship, to improve their relationship, or to not get a divorce. And it's easy to get lost in those negatives. It's easy to get lost in venting, and then eventually, before you know it, week after week after week, that starts to feel like you're in divorce therapy. So I really want you to think about whether or not you are in relationship saving therapy, if that's your goal. Have you talked to your therapist about what you want? Do you want to stay in the relationship? Do you want to improve the relationship? If so, make sure that's a topic that's on the table regularly. Reviewing that goal. That's your long-term goal. You may have short-term goals that are different, but remembering and talking about in therapy what your long-term goal is so you and your provider can be on the same page with it. Your health and well-being, of course, are very important. If you're in individual therapy, that's going to be the main priority for your therapist. But you may also have the goal of saving a relationship or avoiding divorce. And if that's the case, not only bring it up on the first day that you go to see that therapist, but bring it up again a month later, 2 months later, 3 months in, a year in, depending on how long you've been in therapy, right? To make sure that your goals are aligned with your therapist. If you need some relationship skill building, some ideas, things to talk about with your partner, just click the subscribe button. I am going to be adding some of those in the next coming weeks, and so it'd be a great time to give me a thumbs up, like, and subscribe so you can hear the rest of these tips and ideas. But if you are in therapy, I do hope you bring this idea and topic back to your therapist. Thanks so much. If you need more information or have questions or want to check out my website, you can see more at drkinthebay.com. Again, my website is drkinthebay.com. Thanks so much.